Hello, folks, and welcome to another Let's Talk, and it's a big one. Now, I am late to some of this at the party because this was announced last week, but because a lot of these games from the Warhammer collection were getting updates and massive updates, I might add, I kind of felt like I had to wait until they were released. Now that has happened, we can now have a talk about this. Now, we are going to talk about several different topics, which is mainly Dawn of War 4, Total Warhammer's final run, Total Warhammer 40k, which was rumored, but we'll get to more of that later. And we also going to talk about Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl is having a major rebrand change. Now, it was announced that part, but we got more information. So we're going to talk about that as well today. But in any case, before I go any further, guys, to let you all know that this week there won't be any Blood Bowl episode. It'll be another list video. Then the following week, after I've had my break, we will have a proper Blood Bowl League matches. And there's a reason for that. And I'll explain everything as we go. Right, first off, let's talk about Dawn of War 4. Now, if you have not seen the new trailer for Dawn of War 4, I recommend you go and see it, because a lot of things have been confirmed. First off, we now know we've got two other sub-factions. Well, I wouldn't call one of them sub-factions, but we do know one sub-faction and one big faction are going to make their appearances. First off, the sub-faction. We now know that the Beast Snaggers are going to be on Kronos. So does that mean we're going to have them as a sub-faction where we can play the Beasts of Kronos? Now, that will be an interesting thing to do. Also, we have now got confirmation that the Dark Angels are going to be a playable faction by the looks of things. And not only that, but a Primarch is making its appearance. Now, if you've not seen the actual model, it's the man with the big shield. That's our favorite Primarch, Lionel Johnson. So it looks like we're going to get a Primarch to play. Now, as many may not know, this is the second time we've had a Primarch in the 40k games. The first one being Mortarion back in, Chaos Gate Demon Hunters. I do apologize for my coughing, guys. I am still not fully well yet. But hey ho, what can you do? So that's what we're going to get. That, and plus that, we now know also who's the captain is Captain Cyrus. So basically, if you've never played Dawn of War 2, you would have met him as he was the head of the scouts. Now he's a captain. So there's a lot of explanation to do, along with Jonas, the librarian, who was also part of the original Dawn of War 2 places. So there is a lot to go through with Dawn of War 4. Now, yet again, we have not seen any gameplay footage. That's a concern to me. But there is rumored that we're going to have a beta for it. So if there's a beta coming out, guys, and I get the chance to get my hands on it, I will show it off. If I'm allowed to. But that was the first bit of news. And to be honest with you guys, from what I've been hearing from the people who've got the alpha build, they all said it is very good. Now, I'm intrigued how that goes, but we'll have to wait and see. Next up, oh, well, that's a quick death that we just seen there, because, okay, sorry, I was just sidetracked there for a second with somebody getting killed, but my apologies. So, next thing we're going to talk about is Total Warhammer's End Times. Now, you may be wondering, guys, what am I talking about here? During the weekend, we found out that we're going to get a new Total War DLC called Total War End Times. So that's telling me, guys, that Total War Warhammer 3 is reaching its end. Because now they're declaring the End Times with Nagash being one of the main big guys coming in. That means we'll come to the end. But I don't believe it's the end yet. I believe Nagash is the first of many DLCs to go to the End Times. Because there are still a few factions that we have not gotten yet. And I'm intrigued to see how they're going to do this. But I do believe, guys, this is not like the end of Warhammer 3 per se. I believe this will be probably for another couple more years before the final DLC gets released. As many may not know, Medieval Total War 3 was announced, so that's the next project. However, they did say one thing that was interesting. We're not done with Warhammer yet. Now, if you read between the lines, they've got another project in works. Now, some might say it could be Sigma. I doubt it, because Sigma is not what I would call a big like battlefield kind of thing. It's more of a skirmisher fight. I believe they're talking about Warhammer 40k. Because here's the thing, guys. We've heard rumors for a while about Total Warhammer 40k. And I know some of you will be saying, oh, wait, they've got Dawn of War. Why would they need this? You have to remember, guys, Dawn of War is all about a Pacific group. It's not like a giant, like, armies, like grand armies beating the snot out of each other. That's what Total Warhammer was. Now, would there be something like that? I believe there is, and I believe it's in the works, but it's not there yet. I believe Total War Medieval 3 is going to tide them over for probably a couple of years, and as well as Warhammer 3 for a couple of years until the time is right. So until then, we'll have to wait. But let's get to the big one, Blood Bowl. Now, as many of you may not know, Blood Bowl 3 is coming to an end. But it doesn't mean the game is going to die. It's going through a rebranding process, which is going to be called Warhammer Blood Bowl. Now, from what I've been told, what I've been seen and heard. Now, remember, this was announced back in September. However, during the recent World Cup that was played before the main final match, the team sideline were interviewed on what was going to happen. Now, for those who are unaware, in the final, they didn't mention about the rebranding, but they also made it clear on several things that's going to happen. First off, they did announce the new team, which is the Chaos Dwarfs. So if you're interested in Chaos Dwarfs, then it's them. However, they have announced that this season, season 11, is going to be longer. Hence why I was saying why I extended the break a little bit, because it was going to be a very long season. So we are going to get more Chaos Dwarfs, but it is the fact that we are having a longer season. Now, the new changes are apparently going to happen in March or April, but given by the days I've seen, which is over 100, it looks like it's going to be April. That's when the new Warhammer Blood Bowl is going to change. That's when the new stuff's coming in. So I know some of you will be asking this question: will I have to pay for an upgrade? Well, from what I've heard and read, no. If you've already have the Blood Bowl free game, it's just going to be an update. Now, whether or not that is true or not, we'll have to wait until we get like more confirmation. However, it was confirmed that anything you've bought, that includes teams or like skins or stadiums, they will transfer over without a hitch. So in other words, if you bought it, it's yours to keep. So that's good. Because I was a little bit concerned about that, but thankfully that's not the case. Now, they also have announced there will be more star players coming in, the ones that they've tried to get in but had no luck getting in because of problems and all that. So they have confirmed that there's going to be new stuff. Now, what about season 12? Who's the team? Well, that's the thing. From what it's understood and where they've said it, it's going to be the Khemri and the Bretonnians. So they're going to do a double launch. If this is true, because like they said they're considering it, we could get both of them. Now, this is interesting for many reasons. Reason one, that means we're going to be down to a small group of teams. Remember, the High Elves have not had their rework yet. We haven't seen the Ogres, the Gnomes, or the Snotlings yet. So they've not shown up. So essentially, that's 4 more teams after these 2. Now, this does beg a question. Are there new teams on the way? because the fact that they're getting a rebrand and they only got 4 after this is kind of what's going to be intriguing. And if there is new teams coming, who are they? GJ has been very quiet about it, so we'll have to wait and see how all that you know progresses. Not only that, we've also got confirmation there's going to be a new mode to the game called Rumble 7. Now, what is this, you may ask? Now, from what I've understood, it's similar to 7's, but not. It's Cyanide's version of it. Now, I know 7 players are going to be a bit miffed. It's not the true 7's. But if you think about it, if they're going to introduce a more quicker, easier game where you're not playing like 16 turns, it's just down to 12, I think a lot of people will take that for certain like teams and leagues. So there is a lot to look forward to for, Blood Bowl, for Warhammer and all that. But there's also been a bit of a rumbling going on. And that is not just about Total Warhammer 40k. But there's been rumors going on that some older games might get another chance. Now, rumors going around, I've talked this a while, but rumors going around that Mordheim might make a return. Because the fact that the old world has been so successful, Mordheim might get a return. Now, this is rumor. It's not concrete. So don't, quote me for the gospel. It's a rumor. Nothing has been concreted. Now, as far as other games, like the other Warhammer titles, not much has happened, but those are the big 3 that's happening. And I believe we're going to have a big, massive treat of Warhammer content for the next couple of years. So, yeah, what do you think? Are you excited about the new stuff from Warhammer? Are you excited for Dawn of War? Are you excited about the new changes that's coming to Blood Bowl? Are you excited or not? What do you think? Leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll catch you later.